Hey YouTube, back again with more coin collecting videos. Today I want to talk about cataloging your coins. In order to experience and fully appreciate numismatics, coin collecting of any or paper money of any sort, it's important that you do research on each one of them. I mean, if you're going to spend, maybe a few dollars or even thousands on coins, it's important that you know what you're buying and the history behind each one of them, because that's what really makes these enjoyable, is because you know what they have been through and how special they are. So I just took like two out of my pile that I didn't even really do anything with. Right here, for instance, I mean, I catalog each one of them, and I have about a couple hundred in each, and a couple hundred coins, and I keep track of them by putting them into a spiral and then numbering the pages. So for instance, this coin right here, this is a Louis the Pious. This will give you, I write down here the date it is minted, the denomination, with the composition, it's silver, and then its size, and then the weight, and maybe, and then sometimes the what type. It's the third coinage of Louis coinage, third class, and it'll be the grade. But that's pretty much it. And then, you're like left with just that information. I'm like, okay, which person is that? Who is that? What is the importance of this denomination? And then what I do is I actually write them into the catalog, into my little spiral. So I wrote down the page number that I put it in. So 94, that's the page number that I wrote it in. So it'll be this one. Alright, so I go to page 94. Alright, and then I will do, talk about the country is the Carolingian Empire. The ruler is Louis the Pious. This is Charlemagne's son and the Second Holy Roman Emperor. Of course, the mint, what type it is, it's medieval coinage. There is no mint because I couldn't find it. That's the type that it usually is. The denarius of Louis I as an emperor. But then I also get down to the obverse, which is the front. The front is the legends, which is the writing on it. So it's plus L V D O V V I C U S I M P, and the cross pellets in the corners. But the legends are really important because then you can learn the entire titles of these emperors. For instance, in Latin, it's Lataviticus Imperator. In Latin, that's Louis the Emperor. And this is quite surprising because initially it comes from the Germanic home of Chlodwig, which is also for Clovis. This is the first inscription of Latin as Chlodwigicus, or in the initial C, then it disappeared. So this is you can also see by looking at these coins, the evolution of the language. First they drop the C, and then it's from there, so the C disappears and explains why the H is still there. So even though the H is missing, they still have, even though the C is missing, they still have an H. So this is an evolution of the actual language of this person, Louis. So that's H is at the beginning, and the W, which wasn't completely formed yet. So that is why instead of W for Chlodwicus, it's Ludovicus. So these two V's. So that instead of this W, it's actually two V's. And then, so that is why that eventually it becomes Louis or Ludovicus, because they eventually take off the other V, because why do we have two V's? Well, it's supposed to mean W, but they decided, they don't remember doing that. So which gave Ludovicus, and which means Louis, and that is what impacted his title. Then another is Crispina Regulo, Christian church is on the front, and a cross within the actual church. The Crispina Regulo in English is Christian piety, but the first two letters, X and P, are actually Sun Cairo, which is the first two letters of Christ, and that's actually in Greek, not Latin. So these, and the first two letters of here are actually Greek, and the rest is Latin, which is interesting. So it would be mixing two of the languages together to make two words. So it would be the first ch, and then in Greek, and then the rest is in Latin, which is kind of interesting. And this reminds us that Louis the Pious was a religious figure. He cared about Christian piety more than his empire. So I thought this was very interesting. And that's how you can get fully. And that was all just on one coin. You can learn so much on just one coin. And I took out another ancient coin as well. For instance, number 18. This is Marcus Aurelius, a denarius from Rome. This is the year 166 to 167. That's the mint year. The weight and everything. Okay, that was page 18. All right, there we go. And then here we go. Then like all this information is already on those flips, but then you got the legends M and Tinus Aug Arm Parthus Max, which is this is in Latin is the title. So in Latin it's Marcus Aurelius Antoninus Augustus Armenicus Parthicus Maximus. In English that means Marcus Antoninus Augustus, which is still a title, conqueror of the Armenians and greatest conqueror of Parthia. These are his titles that he earned after he and his brother Lucius Verus defeated the Parthians and then the Armenians and the Caucasian mountains. And here's another one. And on the back is here is another legend. It's Troop XXI, Imp and III, Cos III, and Aquitaeus standing left holding scales and cornucopiae. In Latin, that means Tribune Protista XXI, Imperator III, Consul III. In English, it means Tribune of the People for the 21st year. And here it says holding Emperor for the 4th time, and then the 3rd consulship. So this is meaning his title. So he's tribune. This is a tribune of the people, the 21st year, emperor for 4 years, and consulship for the 4th year. And Aquitaeus is Latin. Is the Latin goddess of justice. So he's telling his people, Marcus Aurelius is telling his people that he represents justice and prosperity to his empire. So that's like stuff that you can learn just by doing research on it. It's important that you know every single thing about it. I mean, because that's how you become a numismatic expert. You can actually know what you're talking about. You don't look at a coin and just go, oh, that's pretty, it's kind of nice. You actually get the full appreciation for these things. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.